Hi, this is Asim.
This is Sujoy.
This is Amrita.
And you're listening to Khandan, a Bollywood podcast about the three main Khans of the Hindi film industry:
Amir,
Salman,
And Shara.
Hi, you're listening to Khandan, a Bollywood podcast regular feed. Thank you so much for your support over the years. We now have a Patreon channel with bonus content and exclusive merch for those of you who would like to support us. Every dollar goes towards creating more and better content. Visit us at patreon.com/Khandan podcast.
Hi and welcome to a new episode of Khandan Podcast. My name is Asim Bernie and I'm joined just with Sujoy. Hey, just Sujoy.
Hello, I'm just Sujoy.
Basically, this should have been a hangout episode on Patreon that we, sign up to Patreon. You get lots of these extra episodes that are not part of the main feed. But Amrita is not here, so I thought, it's just us, so discount में देना पड़ेगा, वरना लोग नहीं आएंगे. So this is a free one that everybody can kind of listen to. These are the
it's also a teaser of what kind of material you're missing out if you are not subscribing to our Patreon.
Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of be a bit non-ish Bollywoodish, but because not much has been going on in Bollywood, I feel. There's no, we don't have a main review. We have a lot of other stuff that we watch, which we love. We love talking and watching other movies, and that's a lot of time.
It's not our fault that the revenge of Dhurandhar is keeping on revenging still. There's nothing else playing at the cinemas. Everybody is badla, badla, badla now.
Yeah, who are they revenging against? We don't even know. Like, that's something we established in our main review already.
Yeah.
What's happening in Pakistan? People are probably writing Dhurandhar 3 at this moment. They're like, jaldi jaldi dekho. So, yeah, interesting times. So, we want to talk about a few of the trailers that dropped, a few of the movies and content we watched, TV shows and things like that. So, it's not necessarily all going to be Bollywood related. There was some news that came out. I think there was some Screen Awards that happened. What were they called, Surya?
The Chetak Screen Awards. I think they stopped happening after COVID, and this is the first year it got back. So Screen is a publication that reports on movies and stuff. And Bhavna Sumaya used to be the editor when the actual awards started. They were considered to be one of the more fair ones.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but then who knows how awards functions,
Yeah.
They were also towards the end became notorious for just inventing categories like best important face of the year or something like that.
Was that the one that Kriti Sanon won? Like
something like that.
Become like a meme, like I don't know what it was. Yeah, okay, I didn't know that.
So, but then this year they got back, and it was the big thing about it was that it was getting streamed live. So there were, as it happened, which usually doesn't happen because most of these awards, they take forever to film, and they film the reaction shots and separately, and then they join together and whatever. But also that a lot of people did not show up for these awards this year because a lot of the awards went to Dhurandhar, and nobody from Dhurandhar team came to pick up the awards. That was I don't know, like people wrote about it saying what's happening. Like, yeah. But there's a lot of gossip here, but us two are very incapable of, the spice is missing.
Yeah. It's going to be European cooking only. Like fish and pie, mushy peas. That's what you're getting. No, I kind of missed all of this. So there were a few things that came out. I saw there's a bit of criticism about Alia's hosting ability, I think.
Yeah.
She wasn't funny, or she copied some jokes from somebody else, which is par for course. I think a lot of these comedians, I don't know, did you also see the Samir Raina stand-up that he's dropped? It's like an hour long on YouTube. I've been seeing clips of it, which is interesting because, I mean, you followed did you used to follow Samir Raina's show? What was it called? Latent?
I've seen clips of it, but I haven't seen any full shows.
Yeah. So there was this whole controversy where Bare Biceps had come on the show. And
I know about the controversy. Right?
Yeah, and then his show had to be deleted from YouTube, and he'd been kind of disappeared. He disappeared for a while, and now he came back, and he made like this. It was like all over my TikTok timeline, and I'd never watched this guy before because like his whole show just seemed to be a ripoff of Kill Tony back in the day, So I
Yeah,
was
yeah,
like, why am I watching, like, it's like a Humans of Bombay kind of situation or whatever. It's
yeah.
Human of Bombay or Mumbai, I'm not sure. It's like just a ripoff of what it was originally. So I was watching it, and it was an interesting one where, so all of at the moment, my consumption less than Bollywood has been like political news. That's really what I've been more interested in. I feel like anything that's taking away of what's going on, the attacks happening in Iran and like, all of those things is like Bollywood has become so less important at the moment. It just becomes so useless to talk about it. But it was just an interesting clip that I saw about Samir Raina, who was like, why fight? His whole position was, why even fight? Why stand up? And I was like, this is such an, like, if everything is against you, what's the point of standing up? Just go away. Basically, that
Mm-hmm.
was the gist of his clip. And I just found that such an interesting take, because like we have literally at this moment, we have Iran taking on the biggest world powers alone. And that is like such a sign of bravery. Or
Mm-hmm.
even like, the Palestinians or Lebanese, like people standing up against like this onslaught of murder and destruction on top of their heads, and they're standing up. And then you have even that comedian Kunal Kamra, I think his name is,
Kunal Kamra, yeah.
and he's standing up, right? Like he has not taken, he's taken a stand and he's not going to give up. And then this was arguably, Samir Raina was one of the most popular stand-up comedians, right? His show was super popular, and his take is like, why fight? Why stand up? And I was like,
Funny that you say, because Samir Raina is very vocally anti-liberal in the way that
oh, is
he
he?
often attacks woke culture and cancel
Okay.
culture, and then the right wing came after him. So he was like,
then that makes sense. It's
that
basically
makes
your
sense.
team attacking you, so obviously
Yeah,
you're not gonna fight them, right?
yeah,
Like it's same thing that Bare Biceps did too, right? Like
yeah,
it
yeah,
was his
yeah.
own people that were attacking him.
Yeah,
And
and he was like, but मैं तो आपकी टीम से हूँ, मुझे क्यों
yeah,
तोड़ा? You
yeah,
know,
yeah,
like you don't belong to any team,
yeah. But it's the thing.
especially media people,
Yeah, it's the thing that we've said about here in the UK about Brexit. Like, you
Mhm.
can never appease these people. They
No.
are just constantly hate mongering, and you will never make them happy. Whatever moment you can agree 98% with them, the 2% you disagree, they will still attack you, right? So, yeah, it was just a very interesting take. And then, speaking of stand up comedy, the other person that I do not like is Zakir Khan, for example. And he was also on stage with Alia, wasn't he?
Yeah, but again, what sort of comment and hot take are we going to, present in any spicy way for podcast audiences
But what
here?
happened? Because I didn't
I,
see
I
what happened exactly.
I think he made a comment about, like Dhurandhar being, I don't know what exactly. I can't exactly remember what he made, but his co-presenter, he sort of made a comment on, or sort of a diss take on Rajpal Yadav and his financial issues that he's been trying to,
While he was
manage.
sitting there in the
Yeah,
audience,
while he
right?
was
Like
sitting there,
it
he
was
made
not
fun
like
of him.
yeah, which is
So, so the official statement is it was all scripted and it was, kosher, and everybody knew what was going to happen, but everybody saw it happen live, and he was quite pronouncedly taken aback by the whole situation. Like Rajpal Yadav was not in on it, and so the industry people were not happy that this host, who is the guy from Malayalam top, I can't remember his name, but he made a joke at the expense of Rajpal Yadav. And then Salman came in support of him and wrote a long ass tweet about it, which is as cryptic as hell, because Salman writes what he writes.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, that all happened. That was what the drama was.
Like maybe no, like non-comedians maybe should not be telling jokes. But then I'm thinking the comedians, maybe they should also not be telling jokes. Like what's going on here?
Yeah.
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
even what's his face? Conan's hosting this year at the Oscars. That was terrible.
I didn't watch it, but I'm not
Yeah.
like a huge Conan fan anyway, so
Yeah.
it's not. No, I really have trouble with a comedian that doesn't take a stand. Like there was like I made this point when I watched the Kumail Nanjiani
Mhm.
stand up a while ago, that's a major problem I have, and now I see that he's doing roundtables with Chelsea Handler, who was like a vowed Zionist that been spewing some horrible, horrible things. And I was like, come on, man. Like, is doing a roundtable with Chelsea Handler really the thing that will propel your career? Like, that's not even a stand you can take. Like, it's absurd to me. It's absolutely absurd to me. But again, maybe that's why we're not successful, right? We're not a successful podcast because
हमें कोई राउंड टेबल पे नहीं बुलाता.
yeah, exactly. Because
Our
we
tables are
have
very, very square.
we have morals, and we have
No
we
money.
take a stand, and we have no money, but we have the best listeners, and we
Yeah.
have the best Patreon, so that's something already, and we should thank them all the time. But
Again, for people who keep complaining about me mentioning money, we will double down on it and keep mentioning money.
Sujoy is gonna start a GoFundMe very soon.
Touchwood ऐसी नौबत नहीं आनी पड़े.
No, just like for food, not something serious. Just like go,
Just for street food.
Yeah, exactly.
मेरे वड़ा पाव के लिए GoFundMe.
Yeah. What else happened? So, did you see the trailers that dropped in the last few days? Also?
You made me watch one of them, and you saw me live watch it, and you didn't realize that I was watching it by the lack of reaction on my face. Either my face is paralyzed or the trailer was dead.
Yeah.
The trailer we are talking about is Bhoot Bangla with Akshay Kumar, which is releasing next week. I heard there was some sort of controversy of Bengalis being up in arms with the movie being, taking fun or taking like direct copies of Gopi Gain Bagabain, which is a Satyajit Ray like horror comedy sort of children's movie, but not acknowledging it in any way. But I don't know how true it is, and I didn't follow that conversation up. But this movie,
I mean, the big thing is Priyadarshan and
the
Akshay
OGs
Kumar.
of comedy are back, apparently.
Yeah. Him and Paresh Rawal, I guess all of
in the
those
horrible wig.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It's funny because we just saw that Anupam Kher movie, right, where he had the horrible. Maybe it's kind of a joke against about that, where the wig
the
is a
Mujhse Shaadi Karoge.
joke.
Dulhan Hum Le Jayenge.
Yeah, with the So maybe it's kind of a situation like that. But yeah, it's I laughed a few times, I have to say. Like, there's something about Akshay doing this kind of Nahali Rupa comedy, right, that I still appreciate.
Okay.
But I have, like Paresh Rawal, I have really switched off from. Like, like I had real trouble with watching any of his stuff, or to find him funny in any way. So I don't know, like it's also honestly, when the cast and the poster was announced, I did not think that he would be starring opposite Vamika. Like, I really thought his star was Tabu. Like, I did not understand like how like it looked so bad. Like, it looks horrible, right? Like I don't know. Like, I'm gonna IMDb quickly the ages here because I'm really curious to know what Vamika's age is here, because the age gap must be one of the biggest ones we have seen in a while, no?
Yeah. But Akshay is looking quite better, actually, compared to his previous movies, I would say. I don't know what filter he's putting on his face in the movie. Maybe that's like 90% of the VFX budget.
So Vamika is 32. She's actually older than I thought. I thought she was like younger. Okay. I mean, I'm not going to say it's still not... Yeah, 58. So Akshay's 58 and she's 32. So yeah, that's a whole ass adult between, yeah. So no, I genuinely was shocked that Tabu was not the one starring against him. So that
I didn't know Tabu was in it, and I thought, oh, they actually showed her in the trailer, but she does not have any spoken line. Like Vamika gets spoken lines in the trailer, but Tabu looks like a flashback happening there. She's of a different era. I'm actually glad that a horror comedy is coming out, because I've had enough of all these Markat movies.
Yeah.
and none of the rom-com movies are actually landing either. None of the heartland movies are landing either, so
Yeah.
might be a change of scene.
Yeah. But also, my thing is like, when is the last time I've gone to a theater to watch an Akshay Kumar movie, right? Like, I
Hmm.
honestly don't remember. Like, nothing that he's done in such a long time is
What was
something
the
that
last Akshay movie?
the last one was Jolly LLB 3. Then he had Oh My God. Oh, Suryavanshi. We went for Suryavanshi, didn't we? Did we go for that together?
Don't know. Maybe I was in India. Suryavanshi was the Tip Tip Barsa Pani, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Which year was that?
That was oh no, Singham again. I watched in theaters, although it's not his movie.
Hmm.
But
Suryavanshi was 2022. I was in India then.
yeah, yeah. No, it's been really a long time, man.
Yeah.
Satrangire, that
Atrangire.
2021. Atrangire, yeah, that's the last
But
one I probably.
that was a streaming
Dhanush
movie.
Dhanush movie. Oh, was it? Okay, then it has
Yeah.
to be Suryavanshi. Yeah, it's 2021. So I haven't like and then before Suryavanshi, there's a huge gap. So for me
Yeah.
going to an Akshay Kumar movie, it rarely happens. So I don't think
Hmm.
I'll be going to see this one either. Um,
Okay. I thought you were making the case of, oh, this might be the one that pulls me to the theater to watch an Akshay movie, and
no,
you're
no,
like,
no, it's
no,
not
no,
that good.
no.
No, 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 no. Hell no, hell no, hell no. That's not
I'm not
happening.
breaking my pattern.
No, 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 no. But I'm just saying, there's a few moments where I thought a few jokes landed, and
Mhm.
mostly they were around Akshay, although the casting
This
has
might
got.
be probably one of those last movies where Asrani appears, right?
Right, 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 right,
Yeah.
right, right. And it felt nice to see him.
Hmm.
Yeah. The other teaser that dropped was Chand Mera Dil. I don't know if you
Hmm.
got the chance to see this.
I did. I briefly watched it on Karan Johar's Instagram feed
Right.
whilst I was traveling. So I have,
As promotions go, that's
yeah,
probably that's how
yeah. You
cinema was
have
intended.
yeah, you have the long phone screen, and you see it in a black box
Yeah.
inside, and it has Lakshya, and who's the
Ananya.
actress? Ananya.
Ananya. Mm.
I'll watch it.
No, I watched it, and I mean, this is my take about it. Like, I love rom-coms. Like, that's
Hmm.
that's like the bread and butter for me for why I love Bollywood. Like love
Hmm.
stories and people falling in love. And I was hoping that after Sayara, they would like get what people and audiences actually want, which is young, beautiful people falling in love, having some struggles, getting through it, and having amazing songs while they do it, looking pretty. That's what a rom-com needs to be,
Hmm.
right? But here it's like immediately they're already like in bed, they're naked and they're kissing and stuff like that. Then it becomes the breakup, and then both of them are like crying and like driving motorcycles and stuff like that. And I was like, why do I want to go see people being miserable? Like, that's not
Yeah.
all appealing to me. Like, yeah, it's just like the whole point of what like.
But do you think there is some sort of another flavor of illness involved in this? Because that's the formula they're going for again, like Sayara Part 2, in a
They're
way.
just going to go through all the WMH, WebMD diseases
Yeah.
where any tragedy can happen.
Yeah.
Might be, might be. I think Amrita was also predicting that movie with the Sai Pallavi Ek Din was also
Mhm.
some disease-based movie.
Yeah. The moment they mention Dil, it no longer is like, we had the Dil movies in our 80s and the 90s, which are all romance movies, right? Dil Ko
Yeah.
Pakal Hai, Dil itself, Dil Ashna Hai, Dil Ka Kya Kasoor, and all of that, right? But now, the moment this happened, when they mentioned Chand Mera Dil, I was like, cardio problem hai, kuch to, cardiovascular kuch to hai panga.
Yeah, yeah, but it's a shame. Like, I like Lakshya. I've seen him like
Mhm.
3-4 things, and I've liked him in all of them. Ananya is pretty good consistently. This is a good production house, Dharma, that used to make decent movies, and it's a shame that the teaser doesn't excite you. Like it's delivering what the house of Dharma should be, the house of love, right? That's what they're
Mhm.
known for, and I don't know why.
There's one more thing though, because this is the channel through I watched it was Karan Johar's Instagram feed, right? And any trailer that drops, Karan, obviously being the spokesperson of the Bollywood industry, reacts to it, posts it in the story as part of the fraternity, and he's always excited and
Yeah,
hype. He's the hype man. He's
he's
the
a sales
ultimate
guy.
hype man.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
selling. Yeah.
So it comes as ingenuine when he's actually should be hyping up his own project. So I'm like, should I be actually excited, or is this Karan Johar still, selling half truths?
Yeah.
So that's a problem. The boy who cried hype.
And we were on our conspiracy theory episode that we just did on YouTube that people should check out. We were talking. I was talking about this idea that I don't believe that Kal Ho Na Ho was not directed by,
Nikhil
Karan
Advani.
Johar. And the thing is, maybe Karan needs to be more involved with all of these movies again. Like, I think his distance from it is actually hurting these movies,
Yeah.
right? And I don't know, was Param Sundari also a Dharma movie, if I'm not mistaken? Might have been, but all of those things that we think about Dharma movies is not there anymore. Like, even like movies like that, I Hate Love Stories, or Break Ke Baad. I don't know which one were Dharma, but they were like simple love stories, and I think
Oh,
all of
Param
that.
Sundari was a Maddock movie.
Was it Maddock? Okay, then it doesn't count. But I'm saying, like, it looks like a Dharma movie, like a Maddock trying to do a Dharma movie, right? And I think Karan's ideas of love and how that magic works of falling in love, and like when we were watching Rocky and Rani, is that whole thing where there's a song happening and then the other song comes in, and things slow down, and Karan is so good with that, right? That's why we're still talking about Shah Rukh coming down the stairs and tripping for a second when he sees Kajol, and everything slows down, and those are the moments we love, and none of that is available in these kind of new rom-coms. And it just makes me sad, to be honest. It makes me sad, and I think it hurts people. I think people need to be watching more love movies about how to fall in love, how to figure things out. And I think that's sorely missing, unfortunately. That's what we were raised on. That's, look at how we turned out.
Yeah. You didn't expect that from a male-only episode of Khandan podcast, did you?
We need more rom-coms.
We need more love.
We need more love.
I love love stories.
What else happened? You didn't get a chance to see the new song by Cocktail 2, the
No,
Pritam
I
song,
haven't.
Jab
No.
Talak. I absolutely love it. I really think it's a fun song. I mean, it has that Ghungru Toot Gaye vibe to it. Like, all of those have that foot shuffling thing that Kartik Aaryan started, and now everybody's doing, and it's just annoying the crap out of me. But there's just something about Shahid dancing that is fun to watch, and has a good
I
song.
didn't even know Shahid Kapoor is in Cocktail too.
Oh, you didn't? So it's
No.
Kriti Sanon, Shahid Kapoor, and Radhika Madani. So it's these three, which I find an interesting combo. It's not necessarily somebody I would cast together, like how I would envision it, but I think it kind of works. I'm looking forward to this movie, I think. Although for me, Shahid is always hit and miss. The song is good though, like Pritam. Finally, I was watching. I was in the car, and I've said this to you guys before. Like, I've almost stopped listening to Hindi music. Basically 90% of my music is Pakistani music, which is a shame for people in India because you can't hear it. But the quality is so much higher just because there's no soundtracks coming out of India necessarily, right? So when something comes up that's half decent, I'm like, yeah, we got Bollywood back. But it was interesting to see the reactions on Reddit and things like that, because somebody said, like, and this we could talk about because Amrita is not here, so it's just guys, is this idea that Kriti Sanon is not sexy. And I was like, what is wrong with, like, it's my idea of people are so wrong and so loud on the internet. It's crazy to me. What do you think of that idea? Just like,
I mean, it's such an outlandish, like, what? Kriti Sanon is not hot. In what world?
They were like, people were like, she's not hot. And I was like, oh my, like, like I love women. I love, like, beautiful women and stuff like that. But like saying she's not beautiful or sexy or hot is just such an insane take. I'm like, there is such a like, it might be that people are just trolling for attention, obviously,
Yeah,
right? But even on Reddit, I was like, that toxic group of Bollywood, or I don't know what it's called, Bollywood hot takes, Bollywood
Blinds and
Blinds and
Gossips.
Gossip. Yeah, that one, right? Even they had a post on it. It was like, yeah, such a disappointment, and she's not hot and stuff like that. And I was like, I don't know which world people are kind of living in. It's insane to me.
Yeah.
I was just happy to see her have fun again. Also, like, there's been a few heavy movies with her, and I think she's really navigating her career smartly, and she's kind of like bringing a bit of Katrina Kaif in Saw Asman in this one.
Hmm.
I thought it was good. I did find it interesting to get Rashmika. It's not Radhika, it's Rashmika, right?
Rashmika Madan. Yeah.
Yeah, Rashmika.
What?
Rashmika. Is it? This is why we need Amrita. I think it's Rashmika. They had Rashmika, Shahid, and Kriti in the same frame. And my theory is they probably watched
Yeah, Rashmika.
they probably watched the making of Lord of the Rings, to figure out force perspective to get everybody look the same
Hmm.
height on screen. How else are you gonna do it? Like Kriti and Rashmika and Shahid, it's like, I mean, they pulled it off in the robot movie, but yeah, I don't know what they were doing, but it's
Okay, her full name is Rashmika Mandana.
okay. So I haven't
Yeah.
pronounced it correctly throughout this whole
Yeah.
episode.
Which is on brand.
On brand. I haven't done this in a while, though. I haven't done
Yeah.
this in a while. So yeah,
And you guys are getting it for free this time.
yeah. And then we get comments like, "Oh, these guys don't even know what they're talking about. They don't even know the names of the film." Yeah. This is not that problem. This is a me problem. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Are you excited for Cocktail 2? Did you like the first Cocktail?
No, I haven't even watched it.
Really?
No.
Okay.
I refuse to watch it. I don't know
Wow.
why. It's just one of those movies. It feels like I have a repulsion to this movie. I have no reason, like I can't rationalize it, but I don't think I will watch it. I
Oh
just
wow.
feel
Okay.
like I don't know. It just gives me vibes that I won't enjoy it, so I just keep away from it.
Okay. Okay. It's
I
not
do
bad.
enjoy I do enjoy the soundtrack though. Like Angrezi Beat, it was great. What was the other one? Tumi Ho Bandhu.
You know what it is with Cocktail? And I think actually, if you go back and watch it, you might enjoy it. Because I have this theory, because that movies have become so bad that movies that were mediocre a couple of years ago now look like masterpieces.
Hmm.
So I think Cocktail
Yeah.
might fall into even that category for you. Like, you watch it, like there was literally somebody on Twitter that said, "Oh, look how amazing movies used to be framed," and they showed Cocktail 1, and I was like, this is the masterpiece.
Yeah.
Somebody was praising Khel Mein, the Akshay Kumar movie, like as a decent movie, and I was like, this window is becoming smaller and smaller, where mediocre movies are so good now.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. You have been traveling to India, right? So you're
Yeah.
in India now, and you got a bit of chance to watch stuff on the plane and stuff
Yeah.
that's not
I couldn't
Bollywood.
sleep. It was like a direct flight, and I was like worried how my journey would be because of the Middle Eastern conflicts and stuff. I was
Oh
flying
yeah.
from London to Delhi, so everybody was concerned. So I was like, "ठीक है, I'll just watch movies and I
Which way
won't
did you
panic
fly?
through."
Like, how are
So it
planes?
goes, I think it goes to Turkey and then goes over Russia and then goes into Afghanistan, Pakistan airspace
Oh,
and then
real
comes down.
safe places.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
So,
Okay.
anywho,
Glad you made it.
I did, and then health scare. Anyway, so yeah, on the flight, I chose to watch 3 Korean movies. I think Korean movies are made for me to watch in flight because they are subtitled. So even the bad audio does not affect the experience for me as much because I'm reading more than listening. So I watched a superhero movie called High Five. These are all 2025 movies. I'm not sure where they will be available for streaming if anybody wants to watch them, but I'll quickly give the names. The High Five is a superhero movie of, and so it begins with a guy getting evaporated in the operation theater as soon as he was about to die. So his organs get removed for donation.
Hmm.
So I think that's a thing where organs are removed for donation when people die in South Korea, if they're on the list or whatever, to be, for organ transplant. And as soon as the organs were removed, he evaporates, and then those organs get transplanted to other 5 people, and each of the people who get the organ transplanted, they get superpowers,
Okay.
based on the one who gets the heart gets real super strength. The one who gets the eye can see through all digital signals and controls the internet and whatever. There's a guy who gets the pancreas transplant, and so on and so forth. And it's basically them trying to come together as a team and trying to figure out who amongst them is going to be the villain. And the villain is actually somebody who got the pancreas transplant, and he is a cult leader, and he is greedy that he wants to get all the organs transplanted into himself. So
You
it's
make it sound like Korean Captain Planet.
it's
Heart,
really cool.
wind, fire.
Yeah, pancreas, liver, eyes. Yeah, it's really cool. The effects are not at par with modern day MCU, whatever, but
Mm,
the script is there, the emotions are there, and the stakes are there. It's not like a world changing scenario, but it's
mm.
still, if the villain wins, then what are the consequences? It's really cool.
Yeah,
And
how would we
this,
know? Like living in this world, what if villains won? Like
yeah.
can you imagine?
Oh, let's not go there, Asim. We're trying to escape through movies.
It's not
Uh,
working anymore. That's the
yeah.
problem I'm having. Yeah, go ahead. So
Um,
it's gonna be it's streaming for rental on Prime,
mhm.
and it's gonna be apparently available on maybe Netflix or Fandango, I think. So
Okay.
people can watch High Five.
Okay. The second one is called Murderer Report. It stars the actress who plays the mother in Park Family, the rich family in Parasite,
Mm,
and she plays like a reporter, and she gets a call from a serial killer, he says he's responsible for 11 murders in the city, and he will give uh, an exclusive interview to this reporter and give her a chance to save to save a future victim. Basically, he's planned the murder already, so he will give a chance to the reporter after he tells his story. And
okay.
it's all set inside a hotel bedroom or hotel suite where this interview happens, and twists and turns and everything. It's on paper such a great premise, but I was bored out of my mind from this movie because it just felt like the pace was off, and the drama stakes were all very calculated, so it didn't feel quite organic for a movie like this, because
Uh-huh.
this is totally like my jam, but I just didn't quite connect with this movie, and the twist itself was like eh.
Mm.
um so yeah, that was my least rated movie amongst the three. And the final one is called Yadang the Snitch. I don't know where that is streaming either, but this is very much like a throwback to the 90s and the 2000s crime gangster Hong Kong thrillers,
Mm.
set in Korea. And it's basically this young guy who's recruited by the public prosecutor, or of the justice system, to he plays an undercover agent to snitch on gang lords, and they sort of arrest um, drug gangsters. And then he gets caught in all of this, and he gets betrayed, and it's basically him trying to take revenge against the people who wronged him. It's superb. I really
Is it?
thoroughly enjoyed it. Yeah, you should watch it. I highly
Okay.
highly recommend.
Seems to be on some Netflix, depending on the
Okay.
region. So if it's on mine, I'll definitely try to find it.
Yeah. Yadang the Snitch. I really,
Mm.
really enjoyed this. There might be a possibility of a. Oh, no, no, no. High Five might have a sequel
Mm.
um, on where they take the story from there. But I don't know if Yadang might have a sequel or not. But those were the
Mm.
three Korean movies that I watched.
Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, I'm interested in a few of those. Like I think the genre would probably be Murder Report that I would
Mhm.
probably want to watch first. But if you're saying it's bad, then it's that's not
You
great.
might enjoy it. I think I don't know. It just was like maybe the
You have less of patience with slow movies than I do, though. You know?
it wasn't necessary. Yeah, probably because I was quite tired as well, though.
Yeah, yeah,
And yeah, but yeah, it's got a
yeah.
6.5 on IMDb.
Mm.
Murder Report.
Okay,
But yeah, you might enjoy it.
yeah. You also watched. Well, both of us watched Project Hail Mary too, right?
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
I watched it twice. I watched it the night before I traveled
yeah.
again because I
I,
wanted to watch it on the IMAX again.
oh, you watched
Um,
it in IMAX?
yeah,
Okay.
twice.
Oh wow. Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, this has been like a really big success, I would say. And I think somebody was saying it's a vindication for Ryan Gosling for The Fall Guy, which
Mhm.
flopped really badly and which was an amazing movie. I absolutely love Fall
Yeah,
Guy.
I love that movie.
And it just didn't work at all at the box office. And this one really worked. And I think he also is a producer here. I think it's also based on a book by Andy Weir,
Hmm.
kind of like a spiritual sequel or kind of the like the Martian, which I also really loved. Um, I I also watched it, but I think I watched it and it was so much hype about this movie. Like it's a lot of Gosling. It's a lot
Hmm.
of Gosling, and I think it depends on how much you can appreciate blonde white American stars, and I think my tolerance for them is slightly lower than a lot of other people. But yeah, I mean he's still a lot of fun to watch.
Hmm.
And I think also a few. And I'm trying to not. I don't know. I don't know that there's a point in spoiling or not spoiling this movie, but it's been out for a while though, so I think people would probably know. But at least in the first half of it, where it's very much focused on Ryan Gosling, I was just having a bit of trouble between him being incompetent and him being like
Goofy.
like yeah, goofy, like funny, and that balance for me was striking a bit odd.
Hmm.
I mean, these are directed by Phil Lord and Chris Miller, who they have a great comedic kind of background in kind of making movies and making really comedy with heartfelt kind of things. So I mean, they've done the Lego Movie, they've done Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, they've done
Hmm.
I think they were also going to do a Star Wars movie, if I'm not mistaken,
Right.
and then that was kind of taken away from them when Star Wars basically flopped, and they had to kind of like change their whole setup.
I think Ryan Gosling is doing a Star Wars movie.
I don't even know what's going on with Star Wars at the moment, but
It's
yeah, what was
sad
it?
that like Mall is right now and nobody's talking about it except for like the Star Wars subreddit. Nobody else is watching the Mall
Yeah,
animated series, and it's fantastic. The two episodes that have dropped, I highly recommend anybody who's into Star Wars. Please, please, please watch. I know people often complain like, how can he be back? Like Palpatine is back and all of that, but chalta
is
hai
it an
yaar.
animated show or is it
It's an
a
animated
live?
show.
It is a live. Okay, okay. I did see your tweet about it or comment about it, so I was like, I
Mhm.
should check it out. But like, there's a Mandalorian movie coming out this year, and no one gives a
Yeah,
crap about it. So
yeah.
like the whole thing has kind of fallen by the wayside. So I don't know if Ryan Gosling is still doing a
He
Star Wars
is.
movie.
He is. Next year
Okay,
it's coming out. Yeah. I think
okay,
it's after the rise of the Skywalker in the timeline.
okay. So what made you watch this movie twice?
It's just one of those really uplifting human stories where people actually believe in science
Mm.
and the world comes together. It's such a utopian feeling that I get that, the brightest minds across the world would form together to try to solve an existential problem on a global scale. And I don't know exactly in this world the resistant forces. that sort of resisted against the powers that were making these decisions. um, but it makes me happy to see that science in some way brings the world together and is taking the world together, and people putting money and trust and all their resources into making this happen. Because us living in a world right now where the world is trying to self-destruct, and then to see this is pretty much a flight of imagination. It's such a uplifting story for me, and it was so wholesome to see this alien species and a representative of the human world come together and trying to solve this problem and eventually winning. It was, yeah, I cried so many times in this movie. Oh my God.
Yeah, that
Uh,
like I heard that so much from like, and a lot of like guys and men were crying at this movie, and I just didn't get it. I was like, and I'm not, I cry quite easily. Like it'll get to me, but there was, I don't know where, I was like really wondering, where are people crying? Like what's the thing that gets to them? Um, but yeah, it was like Rocky, I imagine, right? Him coming back, was
yeah,
that the
like
thing
not
that got
only
you?
that, but like, you know, the different milestones in this movie when they had to make certain decisions to proceed. And like I don't necessarily consider the crying a result of sadness or happiness, but mostly it was an overwhelming emotion of
Mm,
these milestones being achieved. And even like him and Carl doing that black box experiment and then
mm,
succeeding, it just made me emotional all of a sudden that people were doing that and
yeah.
research was being, rewarded in a way
Yeah,
which is unheard of now.
yeah,
It's yeah, and
yeah.
just yeah, it was. I wouldn't say it's hard sci-fi because obviously this has to cater
Mm.
to a wide audience, so they trimmed out a lot of what was in the source material, and yeah, I just enjoyed it through and through, man.
Yeah. No, no, I also really liked it. But yeah, it's just that I wish I could have felt what a lot of people felt with this movie. You
Mhm.
know, I wish I did. But I definitely want to rewatch it again when it's out on streaming. And I think streaming won't even do it proper justice. I do think it's such a grandly mounted scale,
Mhm.
this movie,
Yeah.
and when they're in that planet and they're kind of going after those little bugs or whatever they are, it's like it's so overwhelming. You know, almost reminded me of Sunshine to a certain degree.
Mhm.
But yeah, it is nice that it's like a hopeful movie. It lost me at the ending though, and like it went too far where I was like, what's even going on? Like the ending, like the complete ending. But I guess it was just like a button on the story, I guess, right? But yeah, I enjoyed it. I just hope I wish I enjoyed it as much as everybody else did. But
Okay.
still, solid movie. Final thing we watched, and I wish we talked about this more, but Bait,
Mhm.
the Riz Ahmed Gus Khan show on
Yeah.
Prime that dropped 6 episodes. It's
Are
about
all the 6 episodes out?
they are.
Okay.
So you only watched one, so we're not going to
Yeah.
spoil anything. But it's about a British Muslim that gets. Uh, I don't think he gets cast as James Bond, but he is kind of in the running, and then things blow up, and it kind of takes over from there,
Hmm.
right? And it has a lot of twists and turns. You haven't seen it, so I don't want to spoil it for you. But give me your quick thoughts on the first episode, and then I'll try to give you some of my
Yeah,
thoughts on.
it kind of is like the luck by chance of the James Bond movie studio universe, I would say, how the insiders of the industry operate from a brown person perspective in the British cinema world, right? So
Yeah,
he's just another up and coming actor who's trying to make it. He's auditioning, and the strings that he has to pull through whilst also juggling his heavy red notice debt bills, and he's like, what is going to make it happen for me is
yeah,
what he's a hustler, and I love out of the hell out of it, but also the dynamics of the Brown family coming in there, where I think Shiva Chadda plays his mom, who is
Yes.
hilarious, and Gus Khan is like, is he like a friend or is he
No, he's
related?
his cousin, basically. I
Oh,
think.
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I mean, it gets revealed later on.
okay, and he drives. He has a taxi service called Muba.
Muba. Yeah,
Muba.
Muslim mover. Yeah,
It's hilarious, man. Just
yeah,
the slight things, and yeah, it has all those everything, like from the agent and social media and paparazzi culture, and how he has to play all those games at once, and keep his head straight, trying to fight through the studios and all of that. Yeah.
yeah. I absolutely love this show. I think it's one of the best things I've seen this year. I think I
Hmm.
love Bait. And I think even for people that might not know Gus Khan, this might be kind of a new thing. They don't know. They have not seen his stand up or his shows appearances in the UK because they're very British based,
Hmm.
and a lot of people didn't see Man Like Mubin, which I absolutely love and recommend. But it's only on BBC iPlayer. But it's like a British Asian comedy, but shot like a Goodfellas or something. It's amazing, and I love it absolutely. So I think it might be like the first time people are kind of coming across with Gus Khan, and he's so good that buddy comedy situation that
Hmm.
they have going with Riz Ahmed is amazing. I have two things that I want to say about the show, why I really like it and I find it so interesting, is because I saw that a lot of American people are also watching this show and enjoying it. And there was one take that they said, it's like, oh, Riz Ahmed is a British actor that is in the short list for becoming Bond. And I think that's a misunderstanding of what British society is.
Hmm.
And I think he was never in the running. He was filling up a diversity quota. And I think that's what it, and I think that's something that Riz Ahmed has talked about a few times already,
Yeah.
that there is, even if you're in the room will act against you, against your benefit. So you have
Hmm.
to remove yourself from the room and create your own space, create your own
Yeah.
content. And I think that's what he's doing with Bait. And I think that's what makes it so
And
interesting.
it's funny because Amazon owns MGM, who are the owners of Bond, so he can play
Yeah,
around with the format because it's all,
yeah.
okay in the books.
Yeah, and then there's the situation where the news leaks, and then all of his family is so proud of him that he's
Yeah.
just in the running. He's not
Yeah.
Bond, he's just in the running. And it made me think of back in the 80s and the 90s when we used to watch like some sort of game show, and just some Desi family would be on there. We would like call everybody, look, this is a Desi family on Price is Right. And we would just like, this is this. And I
Uh,
think that's what
the Kapoors are on Family Fortunes.
yeah, yeah, exactly. But I think that's what British diversity is
Yeah.
just that much we can get. We will not get more than this
Mhm.
through British society. And I think it's like, just be happy with this. And I think him creating this show and making it a success and promoting it, and pushing it, I think a lot of people have watched it. It's such a sign of success. And I'm so happy that Riz Ahmed was able to do this. So that's my first point about Bait, because I think there's some cultural nuance that people don't understand how
Mhm.
still isolated British society is and how badly they've dealt with diversity.
Oh
Um,
yeah, especially when it comes to Bond, they have to be like, oh, what's the ancestry report of this, actor before they can be signed this role. I think there was a rumor about Jacob Elordi being one of the runners, and it was like, no, he's an Aussie, he's straight away out, even though he's like a white person. What does
Yeah,
it matter?
because Bond is also like the pinnacle of
Hmm.
Britishness, right? So that's why it was needed for this story, right? So
Hmm.
it's just interesting, and there's another episode. I don't want to spoil it because I'm not there, but it's
Sure.
specifically. But there's a what I also really like about Bait, and this is something that I've not liked a lot about British Asian content, and specifically with movies by Gurinder Chadda, which
Hmm.
I don't necessarily like, is that all of the problems that they have that the character is blamed on cultural and our society. And what Bate does very smartly is that those problems are not because of your family, your society. The problems are within you. and you need to be able to challenge those. And in the first episode, they sent this really interesting auntie competition between Shiba Chadda and Soni Razdan, Arya Bhatt's
Mm-hmm.
mom, where she's like the flashier auntie, and we have this auntie thing going on, and she's supposed to be like the toxic auntie, like a character we've seen in so many other British Asian contexts, right? But when you come further, it's a slight spoiler, you will see that she's not a toxic auntie at all. She is
Mm-hmm.
actually really trying to help the best way she can. And obviously, she's the way she is, or, whatever
Yeah.
character she has, but she's trying to help. But the Shiba Chadda is not able to accept it because of her own insecurities. And
Mm-hmm.
those insecurities are then exaggerated in her son, in Riz Ahmed's character. And
Mm-hmm.
that takes proportions in the show, which I just find a very interesting take, and one that I can
Mm.
align with just a bit better than all of our culture is toxic. And
Yeah.
the only way to do that is, separate yourself and fall in love with somebody outside of your culture, something that I have done, but that's a different story. But it's just a story that I don't agree with. I've never agreed with it. So I think the reality is nuanced, and I just think, and coming back to the diversity stories that are told, if you were telling the story that the culture is toxic and Muba is just a way to launder jihadist, that you would get funding from the BBC and British things,
Mm-hmm.
but this story you have to create yourself. And I think that's a very big difference, and I think that's why I admire Bates so much. And it's
Mm-hmm.
just genuinely funny. I want to talk about it a bit more because I know Amrita also wants to watch this, and I want you to finish it because I have
Yeah.
many, many more thoughts. This is exactly my thing, where I have lots of thoughts about diversity and equity and entertainment and comedy. But
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil everything for you.
I like about the diversity thing because I just finished Line of Duty, right? It's a cop show.
Yeah,
Have you watched it? Line of
I've
Duty.
watched a few seasons, not all of it. Yeah,
Okay, I just finished all of it till date. Like the next or the final season is coming out next year after a long gap. But it also has the diversity problem, like the corrupt officers, the all the bribed people at the bottom and at the top are all brown and black.
yeah. Yeah. Like, there's so much issues with how British the media entertainment has dealt with diversity, and then they just hold up their hands like, oh, we tried 20 years ago and see it didn't work, and I have a lot of problems with it. But yeah, I want to talk about Bait more when you've seen it. But if you have seen Bait, if our audience members, drop us a line. What do you think about Bait? Because I think it's one of those things that
And
is
it's
really,
easily available. It's on Amazon Prime, so
yeah,
go pick it up.
all of it is dropped. So yeah, and it's genuinely funny. There's one episode where he has he's the whole night is just he's out with his ex-girlfriend,
Hmm.
played by the girl from Polite Society. I'm just finding her
Right.
name. Ritu Arya. And I just love that episode too. The Eid episode is amazing. There's like it's fire. It's a really really good show. So Bait, strongly recommended. It's on Prime. Yeah, I think that's it. I think we went through all of our topics.
Yeah.
So I think we talked about longer than we were expecting to.
Yeah.
So
Asim was like, "Oh, let's keep it short at 30 minutes," and like 52 minutes later,
yeah,
okay, this
yeah.
is a proper episode.
Yeah. So yeah, the discounted episode that we said, one without Amrita. So I hope you guys,
This is the manosphere episode.
that's, yeah, exactly. Should we promote some vitamins or supplements?
Protein whey.
Yeah. Do you not
Egg
have
whites.
do you not have a YouTube AI course people can follow?
The affiliate links are in the comments.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Just
Oh
join our
dear.
Patreon or buy some merch from Redbubble. That's all if you want to support us, or let your friends know there's this cool show that people talk about and they don't want to be famous. They don't have any agenda and they're not
Yeah.
getting invited to anything, so they can talk freely. But yeah, that's it. So Joy, where can people find you online?
Mostly on Instagram, but all my socials are at the rate 93K. You can also follow Khandan Podcast on all our socials at Khandan Podcast. Do check us out on YouTube for all new video content. Full episodes from our London recordings are going live a few weeks at a time, but new ones should be dropping soon. That's it.
Yeah, I was looking at our March numbers or something like that in Spotify, and they said we had 120,000 listeners to this show,
Oh, wow.
which is crazy, like just in 1 month. And I was like, why is that not translating to YouTube? I don't understand what's going on here. But we're also like getting a lot of conversation going on TikTok. So follow us on TikTok, which has been amazing, which we didn't expect. So if you can follow on TikTok,
Hello,
obviously.
China walo.
Yeah, I love the China people, like Pakistan, China, those, uh, but yeah, follow us there, follow us on YouTube, or drop us an email at youpodcasting@gmail.com, and we're sure we're going to bring the whole team together again. And we're also working on some really cool guests that will be coming on. So we've kind of, a lot of people were like, oh, you haven't had guests on for a while. So we're working on a few really, really cool ones. So that's going to be happening soon too. But thank you for listening, and we'll be back with a new episode soon.